Just wanted to jump on here real quick to let you know that I am changing some things pretty dramatically on the channel. This last couple weeks I've been extremely tired. Earlier this week I came down with a really nasty cold. I'm still getting over it. I'm still coughing, sniffling, and all that good stuff, but at least it is just a cold and not a flu. And so as I've had a lot of time to sleep and relax and think things over about the channel, where things are, where they're headed, etc., I've definitely made some decisions. Some people will not be happy about them, but I'm doing it because I have to for my health and my sanity. For a long time now, I've been doing regular live streams every Friday and Sunday. For the most part, those have been really fun, but they are extremely exhausting. Many times I end up, going for 3+ hours, and it's a lot of energy and a lot of time spent. And I hate to say it, but we live in the real world, and I have to make a living. And I've noticed that, I don't know, over the last couple months, donations, all that kind of stuff has just been lowered. Subscriber count has been stagnant. Viewership has stayed relatively the same, but it has not grown, and it's actually gone down a little bit. So I am backing it way up. I'm not going to be doing Fridays and Sundays anymore. I just can't do it. I'm exhausted. I am tired. It's too much for me. And it's also, it really gets into opening up the door for a lot of creeps. There's some good people out there, but there's a lot of creeps too. And, the more that I've done the lives, the more that it opens the door for those people. And I'm sick of that too. It gives them a platform and a voice. And from people who've been here a while that I've had to do damage control with those people. I've had nasty emails from people. One of the nastiest emails I ever got, and I've been very quiet about this, but I'm not going to be quiet about it right now because I'm fed up. Was from this woman. Her screen name is Tilly May, and she was a follower moderator on Ramblin' Mike's channel, and that's a whole thing too. So yeah, back when I was doing giveaways, I was giving away like little gemstone bracelets and stuff on my Fridays. I also noticed I had a lot more people coming into the channel, and I was giving free stuff away, which is kind of depressing. It's like that's the only reason they were there. So she she won a bracelet from me, and this was during peak COVID time, and I wasn't getting out to the post office, and the post office changed their rules that you couldn't print things online. So anybody that back in the old days won something from me, and I sent it to you guys, it took a while. It took a while. Anyway, I got the nastiest email in the world from her because of that. Because it took longer, and she was mad that she said I was taking advantage of her by not sending her free stuff. It was unbelievable. I've never had somebody so mean to me in my life. She told me I didn't have any ability, any gift, any talent, that I was a fake, that I was a fraud. I mean, it was one of the meanest things. And then she's, of course, like, don't tell anybody about this. Typical, like, abuser language. Don't tell anyone about my address or my this or my info. And I'm like, wow. And I told Ramblin' Mike about it. I called him, and he basically did not care. It was just sort of like, oh, well, you should ignore them. I ignore them. I'm like, this is a moderator from your channel who's talking to me like this, somebody that you've had do a reading for you, somebody that you say you respect. And he basically was just like, you should just ignore it. And he said some really kind of derogatory things about the nature of the followers on his channel too, which I don't really want to repeat. And it really just kind of crushed my heart. It just did. And then, of course, I had, I had tried to connect with him to, like, get going and maybe working together and something, because I really liked him. I liked him so much, and I thought he really liked me. it just didn't happen because I guess I told him one of his moderators was being really nasty. And I said, if she's willing to be nasty to me, how do you know how she's treating other people? And he was just like, oh, it doesn't matter. I can't police all these people. I've got too many followers. I'm just too famous, right? And I was just like, you know, your moderators are a representation of your channel. And if they're acting like that, that speaks volumes. And if you're not gonna like at least go in there and, I don't know, that to me was just very irresponsible and really kind of uncaring. And so that was just one of many things that I've had to deal with. I had to deal with, you know, creepy markers. That guy that was just a complete narcissist was literally hitting on every woman in my channel behind the scenes. I mean, there were just so many things going on. I can't even go down the list. I had freaky people sending pizzas to my house at one point. They somehow, one way or another, found my address and were sending me food deliveries. I had to call all these places and shut that down. So there's just been a lot of things that I think that these live streams, unfortunately, as much fun as they can be, open the door to. And there's plenty of readers that have tons of subscribers and are very successful that never do live streams. They never do them. They don't have to do them. So I have a feeling that, you know, when I started the channel, I wasn't doing lives at all. I wasn't doing lives at all. And, you know, I was just doing my regular monthly or sub-monthly, you know, postings. I wasn't doing lives at all. And so I think I'm going to be going back to that. I'm not going to say that I'll never do lives again. I'm going to try to get in here on Sunday to do something for Halloween. But like I said, I've had a bad cold all week. I'm actually the clearest today. I have been in a little while, but I'm still coughing up stuff and going through all that. And, you know, just having kind of a week to sleep and recover and relax has really given me time to think about what I want to do in the future. And that's been a good thing. So for now, for going forward in the future, and the other thing too that's a very big thing that I've noticed, this is getting into more, you know, not the personal drama, but the actual just analytics, the income of this, right? Because when I sit and do a 3 or 4 hour live stream, or I take hours out of my days, several days, and record 12 videos and post those. If I do that and nobody donates anything externally, I make like 80 cents. I am not kidding. It's not worth it. It's not worth the investment of the energy I'm putting into it, of what I'm getting from it. The other thing that always happens, guys, is that when I do a live stream, I always lose subscribers every time. I do not know what that is. I've never figured out the YouTube BS algorithm. I think it's ridiculous that it is so mysterious and shrouded in confusion. Nobody really knows what the hell's going on. And there's plenty of other readers. I'm not alone in this. I've had so many other good readers say their channel's not growing, they're not getting the subscribers, they're not getting any income, and they're just sort of like questioning should they even keep doing it. And that's where I'm at too. Because, yeah, there's just no growth. There's just no growth. And that's the kicker. I've been at this for over 2 years. It's at 2,600 subs. I thought for sure by this time I'd have at least 10,000. I'm not even halfway to that yet. I've wanted to do a paid subscription kind of service and things like that, but I just don't have the numbers. I don't have the numbers to feel like it's really worth doing it, right? I don't feel like it's gonna be, my feeling even about a year ago was like, once I hit about 5,000, that's when I'll do it. That's when I'll, you know, and so that's what I'm gonna say. Like, until I hit at least 5,000 subscribers, yeah, Silver Star, you're hitting the nail right on the head. Jacqueline has said the same thing. People just want free crap. They don't want to invest in the things that they don't. Most people do just want free shit. It's just the truth. I hate to say it, you know, they're just there to take. and never contribute anything back. And, you know, I've said this my whole life, whether it's been in my music career, astrology career, or teaching. It's like, if you don't put your butts in the seats, if you don't pay that cover at the door, if you never put $1 or whatever into this, and you say you don't want it to go away, you're full of crap. Because if you want something to stay, if you value creators, if you value people's time, that's what it takes to keep them going. Because if we have other things that we can go do to make money and keep the roof over our head and the lights on and the food in the refrigerator, that's what we're going to go choose to do every time. That's a big reason we don't have flourishing arts, we don't have flourishing music, we don't have anything, because people don't want to financially support it. They will not literally put their money where their mouth is. So that's, you know, that's a whole other rant. And so YouTube, getting to that, getting to the money part of it, here we go. So here we go. YouTube, I'm probably going to get pulled off of here just for saying this. YouTube is run by Google, and they are a greedy, nasty corporation. Okay, corporate entity runs all this show. What really was the straw that broke the camel's back or the dragon's back last week was when we did a live. It was for the full moon. Yeah, the full moon. And we were doing some personal reads. And my wonderful client friend Shanta gave me a $20 donation. And I did a mini read for her. The next day, when I looked, guess how much YouTube took from that payment? Out of 20 bucks. You can guess. Not 20%, not 30%, 50%. They took half of that money. They took half of that money. I got $10 from a $20 donation. Sickening. And it just, I don't know, it was like something just snapped. I got so angry. I was like, so basically she just gave YouTube 10 bucks and not even knowing it. You know, people that are good people, that are generous and they care about supporting things, and there you go. Google just took half that and put it in their darn pocket just because they give us a platform. I'm like, y'all, that's disgusting. That's Jeff Bezos. He's an evil bastard, but he didn't even take that much, right? It's like, my God, this is unbelievable. So that kind of, that's something snapped in my. Absolutely, I'll still be offering that. I'll get to that. I will still be doing personal readings, though. Absolutely, I will still be doing personal readings. Well, it makes me mad to see that stuff, because basically what it tells me is that, you know, not only am I being robbed, but my followers are being robbed because their money is not going where they think it's going. You know, in my opinion, you know, YouTube should only be taking maybe $2 or $3 out of that. And this gets to the next part of YouTube. Besides their greed, which is strong, the other part of YouTube that's very negative is that they have not promoted any of my videos, none of my content in a very long time. When I first started the channel, every so often, I would say maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, they would promote one of my videos at random. It could have been any of them. Like, it could have been just an Aries monthly reading or something. And they would promote it, right? So basically what that means is that people who watch tarot or astrology videos at the end of things, they'll get suggestions, right? And so if I pop up and they go, oh, I haven't seen this chick before, click on that. They like what they see, they subscribe, right? And there were videos like that. If you go way back in my history, where you'll see some of the videos I put out that have like 1,000 views, 2,000, 3,000 views. Those are videos that YouTube promoted, right? I haven't had views like that on a video in forever because they don't do that. They don't do that for me anymore. They haven't done it for well over a year, maybe a year and a half getting into. It's been a while. It's been a very long time since YouTube has promoted any of my stuff. And that is the key. That's the key. That does more for me than anybody referring me, sharing a video with a friend. when YouTube promotes a video to potentially millions of viewers who are interested in that same kind of thing, that's when my numbers would always go up every single time. And they haven't done that for a very long time, which I really attribute that mostly to the lack of growth. I really do. I don't attribute it to anything else because, you know, the people that are solid on my channel, my numbers pretty much stay the same. Like, I don't have huge migrations of people leaving. That doesn't happen. It stayed consistent. It just hasn't grown very much. And the reason is because they're not doing anything to get more visibility. You have to have the foot traffic. You could own the most beautiful, gorgeous little gift shop boutique in town, but if you don't have the foot traffic coming by it, nobody's going to go in your store. And that's really the way it is, right? I have good content, guys. I've been doing astrology and teaching for over 20 years. I know my stuff. I have a nice background. I always try to look nice for you guys, and I speak well. There's nothing that I'm doing wrong. There's people out there that have, you know, they'll be like, I've only been doing tarot for 6 weeks and I got a channel, and they're wearing like a dirty t-shirt with a bare wall and a crappy like table, and they've got more subscribers than I do. It's because for whatever ungodly reason, YouTube is promoting them, or maybe they're like, I don't know, Instagram famous or something, whatever that is. But that's, you know, so I'm aggravated, very aggravated by that. So that's another reason I'm cutting way down on the live streams, is because I've noticed whenever I do those, I do tend to lose followers. I think that I was building my numbers faster by just doing the posted videos rather than the lives. So that's another reason I'm not doing Friday and Sunday lives anymore, until or unless those numbers come up. Like if I get up to 5,000 or more subscribers, I probably bring them back, right? You know, I'd start doing it again, because that means we've got more interest, we've got new people, we've got, you know, a good pool of folks who want to contribute and, you know, are watching, right? It's depressing when you put a video out and you've got like 30 views and you put all this time and energy into it. It's just, it messes with you. It messes with you. So, so yes, the next thing that I will point out is that yes, I will be, of course, focusing more on my personal readings. That's what I will be doing. I will be focusing on that. I've actually got a decent number of people who are already in line for personal readings. I've got people who've already paid and are waiting. I've got people who are waiting that haven't paid yet. And so, you know, and the reason I haven't been able to get to them is because guess what? I'm spending 3 to 4 hours every Friday and Sunday, and on Saturday and Monday, I am just dead. I'm exhausted. You know, I am just worn the heck out. And so I have no energy to give to my personals. And I hate to say it, but I am a Capricorn, so I'm going to be very clear about it. There is that bottom line. That's the truth. I make more money when I'm doing personal readings. And of course, it is more personally fulfilling too, because you get that, you know, one-on-one interaction where you get to really feel like you're helping somebody. So yes, that is where, you know, I will be focusing far more. So anybody who's been waiting for a reading for me, whether it's been a while, whether it hasn't, you know, been very long, I will be definitely, after I recover completely from this cold and the coughing and all that crud that I've got, after I do all that, I will be getting in touch and we'll be setting those things up. The things that I will still continue to do live streams for the foreseeable future will be our holiday ones, like, you know, Samhain, winter solstice, you know, mid-spring, summer solstice. There's 8 Celtic holidays of the year, so I will certainly be continuing to do those. I don't know if I will be on Sunday or not. It really just depends on my personal energy and health. I haven't been sick for years. I haven't had anything, and so, you know, getting this cold this week, it was like a good wake-up call. It was like, you know what? If you're so worn out and tired that you're getting sick, which you hardly ever do, there's something up, and you need to rest, and you need to take a back step, and you need to refigure things. So, well, yeah, and Corey, I mean, that's most of my life I've been a musician, you know. That's what I used to make most of my money on, was performing and recording. And tarot and astrology were really kind of like a more of a background thing that I did. You know, I've always done both of those. But yeah, no, and I've got a lot of things that I want to do with music in the future. You know, I've got 4 albums that I've recorded from my past, and I would really like to start recording again. I have a really good friend who I've known for many years who is also working on music and wants my help with some of his stuff. So, you know, I'm going to be doing more of that. You know, and if I do music practice and stuff like that, I'll live stream those. But usually those are late at night because that's usually when I that's usually when I want to play music. So those are the things that I'll be doing, and I may jump on, you know, maybe once or twice a month, maybe more. It just really depends on how I feel. I'm not gonna push myself so hard. And that's hard for a Capricorn. I got 4 planets in Capricorn. It's very hard for us to not work. We love it. We really do. And that's the kick. You know, it's like, it's not like I don't enjoy doing lives. I love it. I really enjoy it. But in order to make that time worth it, I have to be bringing in commensurate income. It's just the way it is. I know that sounds awful. And, you know, there's so many like new agey people. It's not about money. BS. It is about money. It is about being able to pay your bills. We love what we do, but it takes energy. It takes time. We have to be so mentally and emotionally, spiritually focused to do good readings that, you know, it is worth our time. It is worth our money. You know, I've studied for years and years to do this stuff. This isn't just something you read a little pamphlet and it's like you know how to do it. No, you have to study, you have to practice, you have to focus. And so that's why like 3 or 4 hours on a live stream, that's a long time. It's a lot of energy focus. And it's not like just sitting there selling on eBay or, you know, the other things, just doing paperwork. It is not the same. Like I could do that all day long and it doesn't wear you out the same way because it doesn't require the same level of energy and intention. It just doesn't. So yeah, I will be certainly taking, you know, personal readings and doing that. But I'm just going to be cutting way back on the lives, which is, you know, sad. I really liked the Fire Dragon Friday and the Spirit Animal Sundays. You know, it's, you know, something I really have enjoyed. I've loved it. You know, always enjoyed doing it, but it's the aftermath, right? You know, my back hurts, throat hurts, I'm exhausted, and then I don't have enough energy to do the other things I need to do that are, you know, the most financially supportive. And, you know, it's been tough, guys. The last 2 or 3 years, you know, I would say, not just me, this is the universal energies, has been very tough. People have been struggling, losing jobs, losing businesses. I feel really grateful that I'm still hanging on, but it's been tight. You know, it's been really tight. And so, you know, it does require all of us to kind of have to focus, you know, and really put our energy and our time where we can most make the best use of it, where we can really, you know, support ourselves. Because if we can't support ourselves, we can't support anyone else, right? Ah, drinking my immunity tea. Sorry, guys. I'm still getting over this. So that's my statement for today. You know, I'm sorry that I have to change things up. But that's the way it is. And if you're wondering where I went or why I'm not streaming, you know, my usual Fridays and Sundays like I have been, that would be why. I am still planning, of course, to do the posted videos. I don't think I'll be doing November monthlies because I just don't have the time, energy, or wherewithal. This past week that I would have been recording those, I was sick in the bed. So I will be planning to do, you know, December monthly forecast videos. I'll probably continue to do the full moon, you know, videos pre-recorded, and you know, jump on time to time to take like mini personal questions and things like that. Oh, thank you, Yu mucho mucho amor. You too. Aw, yeah. See, Corey, even the cats know. Even the cats know. She's like, I tried to give my cat cheaper food and they got mad. Yep. It just needs the numbers need to come up, and that's, I think, you know, by going back to do the just the monthly posted videos, the full moon videos, those kind of things actually help grow my channel every time. So, you know, I think that's what I'll be doing. And of course, guys, the more that you share, the more that you like, the more that you know, put your stuff out. If any of you have social media accounts, you know, I don't really do a whole lot of that, but if y'all do, if you put those out, sure, it can help bring more people in, because that's really where I need to get before I feel like I want to start doing anything super regular. Is I really want to see these numbers come up. You know, even if we could punch it to 3,000, that'd be great. You know, because until that, we just don't have new people, you know, and I love my folks, but it's the same group every time. It's just us, right? You know, it's like we don't really have a lot of new people walking into the chats. That's just not happening. But if we had more folks, if we had our numbers up, yeah, that would happen. And sure, there's only so much that I can do or y'all can do. It really, yeah, I've done collaborations, Corey, and I mean, it helps a little bit, but it's not. It's YouTube. It's YouTube. If they're watching this, they need to freaking get with the program. I mean, it really, it's like there's only so much we can do or other channels can do. It just comes down to YouTube not making your stuff visible. It's a visibility problem. It's not a content problem. We have one of the nicest chat rooms in the freaking universe in here. We do. We have the nicest people in here. Anytime somebody new does come in here, they're like, wow, people are cool here. Like, they are awesome, right? It is YouTube. Not promoting the videos, not putting it in people's recommended or suggested, you know, feeds. That's what it is. Absolutely, hands down. There's nothing else that has as much power as that. That's really what it is. It is. You know, I could blame it on a million things, but it's really, when it comes down to it, it's stinking YouTube. Because when they were promoting my videos, we had lots of new people. Subs were going up. It was growing. Yeah, slowly growing, but growing. And, yeah. And that's something I may do in the future, Yuyi, but I just, you know, we need the numbers. We need the numbers. That's the truth. We need the numbers, right? Before I feel like I can, you know, really want to offer something. And the other thing, of course, is the time involvement. You know, everybody has, you know, advice and suggestions. Do Patreon, do this, do that. It's like, the point is, I don't have the time. I have a full-time business, my eBay store. I have music that I want to work on. I have personal reads to do. I have this to do, right? So it's a lot. So that's the whole point, is I'm trying to simplify. And by having to take on like a whole other thing, learn a whole other platform, try to jump people over to that, this is just a lot of work. And unless somebody else really wants to do it for me, I don't have the time. I just don't have the time. I'm getting ready to next year make a huge move. I will be moving overseas, probably, most likely. And I don't have the time, guys. Where am I gonna, you know, there's only one of me. It's only one of me. So that's the whole point, is that I've been overtaxed. I've been overburdened. And, you know, the channel was growing a little faster the way I used to do things, and so that's why I'm just going to go back to doing things more the way I used to do them, which is less lives. Yeah. 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 It's been a very icky week. So yeah, that's sort of the story. And I just don't want people to be confused or upset too much that I'm not, like, getting on all the time. I'll tell you about it later, Corey. It's not at my expense, so no. No, not for me. For a regular person, yeah, I'm sure it would be. So yeah, that's pretty much it. YouTube needs to do its job and start promoting the heck out of my videos, but you know, I need to give them. It's okay, Corey. I just don't want to put a lot of personal info out there. I'm just explaining that I've got a lot on my plate. I've got a lot on my plate, and I just, you know, that's what it is. I don't have the time to, you know, everybody's like, well, do this, do this, do this. I'm like, well, that takes time, and I don't have the time to do unpaid work right now. I just don't. You know, at some point, maybe I will again. But how many people really want to go to a job that doesn't pay them? You tell me. How many of you would show up to a job and said, you're going to sit here for 4 hours, you know, work your butt off. It might be fun. You'll have a good time, but you're going to get 80 cents for it. How many people would do that? Nobody would do it. And that's pretty much what I've been doing, you know. You know, and I don't mind working and putting in the effort and the time. I don't mind doing that if it's going to pay off in the future, but that's the trouble. It hasn't really been, you know. Yeah, it is called volunteer work. And I don't mind doing that. I don't mind doing that. You know, as much as a Capricorn likes to make the money, we also don't mind putting in the work into something that we enjoy and that we love, and we like to help people. Aquarius rising. I love to help people. But, you know, card decks aren't free. I got a whole bunch of new ones I want to buy, but I can't because I just can't afford them right now. You know, I'm not making enough to do that. You know, but those are the things, you know. It takes money to buy paper and ink and, you know, just the whole thing. Candles, right? You know. And nothing's more valuable than your time. That's a Capricorn thing right there. Nothing's more valuable than your time. You can always get more money, but you can't get more time. So if you're going to give your time, it needs to be made worth your while on some level. Oh, Corey, are you going to go to cooking school? Oh, well, that's always a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, maybe you should take some chef training. Get into it. Sounds fun to me. Yeah, yeah. And see, that's the thing that you run into, right? That's the stuff that you run into. Oh, thanks for the donation. It's just too bad YouTube's going to take half of it. Yeah. It's just too bad that YouTube's going to take half of it. That's the truth. But, yeah. So, that's the story. You know, I'll still be doing some lives. It just won't be like it was before. I know, Gwen, right? I mean, it's just, that's, you know, and the other thing, of course, is that I'm going to do, in the future when I do lives where I take like mini paid readings, you know, just on the spot, I'm going to set up like a Venmo and a Cash App, and things like that. I will be doing that, to give people a lot more alternate ways, to pay or to donate. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Yuyi. You can say them if you want. I don't care. Nobody's going to ban you. Yeah, I mean, I have my PayPal link always. And, you know, Gwen and my mods have been really awesome at kind of encouraging people lately to donate through that instead, because they know how greedy YouTube is. It's Google. They run it. You know, they own YouTube, and that's who pays me. You know, it's not YouTube. They're not like their own company. It's Google that pays me. Like if I make anything off of there, that's who deposits into my checking. It's the Google. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. It's just ridiculous. It's like anytime someone wants to try to do something or have a small business or make their own way or have an independent thing, it's like everything in the world is coming to take what you've made. And not only that, they don't give you much for it. You're not getting, I don't have health care. I don't have a 401k. I don't have a savings like, you know, a retirement fund. I don't have anything from any of these outlets, you know? They don't give you something for that. It is. It's disgusting. It's corporate greed and evil, and it's something that's got to be freaking washed out of the world. And, you know, we're in the stage of the growing pains. We're watching that. Astrologically, we've been watching that. Pluto in Capricorn since 2007, guys. Pluto is all about death, destruction, resurrection, and rebirth, regenerations after, you know, a big destruction. What does Capricorn rule? Big business, banks, financial institutions, foundational power, right? The working world, your higher ambitions. The whole structure has to change, and that's what we're in, that growing, you know, we're in those pains. That's why this next 2 or 3 years is going to be a lot more intense than the last 14. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's true, because Pluto, the words from my old teacher Lynn Hammond-Gray, Pluto is slow power that builds over time. Think about that for Scorpio. Slow power that builds over time. And so the last 14 years, we've had Pluto in Capricorn. The last time Pluto was in Capricorn was during the French and American revolutions, because it takes over 200 years. It's about 250 years. That's why empirical rise and fall are often seen through those Pluto cycles. They're often seen. That seems to be the kind of general age of an empire, is a 250-year cycle. And so America is at about 245, 246 years. I'm telling you, the stuff is lining up. It's lining up. And they know it. Oh, they know it. They ain't stupid. They know this stuff is going on. And so I would say, you know, it's 2000, is it 23 or 24 that Capricorn leaves, the Pluto leaves Capricorn for Aquarius. I think it's 23. It might be 24 though. But we've got about 2 or 3 years, give or take, left in that sign. And so I would say, you know, it's a snowball effect. Pluto gets more and more powerful the more it stays in the sign. And so that's why you will notice more effects at the end than you notice at the beginning or the middle. And so the next couple years are going to be much, much more intense than the last 14. We're going to see some major stuff. And then when Scorpio goes into Aquarius, which is a sign of radical revolutions, rebellions, you know, all kinds of uprisings and the birth of the individual and the power to the people. It's Aquarius, it's power to the masses. That's going to be intense too. I'm just saying, all this stuff is coming up. We're seeing it in the world, and we're feeling it within ourselves on an individual level. Oh, I'm going to have to go soon. My throat's giving out. So yeah, so that's the story, guys. You know, but I'll be around. And I hope, keep our fingers crossed, I hope I'll be doing something for Sunday for Halloween, because I really do like to do those Celtic seasonal things, and those are certainly times of the year that I still want to be doing the lives. Yeah. No, I just think that ultimately there has to be a real breakdown because people are suffering. People need things. It's not that we want things. It drives me crazy when I hear politicians or the powers that be say, "Oh, people are just complaining because they didn't get what they want." So it's not about getting what we want. We're not complaining because we didn't get a lollipop. We're out here with dire needs. Where literal people are dying because they don't have health care, they don't have the medicines they need. It's not about a want, it's about a desperate need. And something's got to give. Something's got to give. And you see this throughout time. Whenever the people need something, they've got to get empowered, they got to rise up. And that's, I think, what Pluto in Aquarius will bring. Whatever Pluto in Capricorn doesn't take care of, that's what's going to come. And that's what's going to really start to change some stuff up, because that's power to the people. Pluto is pure power. But if you use that power for a negative, result, if you use it for selfish means, then it doesn't go any better, right? Yeah, it doesn't get better. All right, guys, I got my Robitussin. I got my herbal tea. I'm gonna go take care of myself, and I hope I'll be here Sunday. It might be a short live stream. We'll just do something short. But that's the. I hope it wasn't too personally dramatic. It probably was. I'm sorry. Right? Right. Exactly, Silver Star. Exactly. I can't agree with you enough. And I've seen it probably even more than a lot of folks have, because I've always, from the time I was 24, the last 20 years, I have been a small business owner. I've been an independent contractor. I've worked for myself. And when you work for yourself, you really see how much you're not supported. People that have health care and benefits, that's not a benefit. That's a freaking human right. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Ariel, don't get on your soapbox. Try. Chill. Chill. Calm your dragon fire. But you see it. You don't get anything when you're a musician or an artist or a reader or a whatever teacher, that's doing your own thing. You don't do it. You don't get it, right? You don't get anything. And it's such hypocrisy that we live in a country that tells you, follow your dreams. You can be anything that you want to be. But then when you have the nerve to follow your dreams and be what you want to be, we punish you for it. And this is why people are demoralized, tired, run down, and sick. And that's, yeah. Yeah, you pushing the soapbox closer. I know. It's hard for me. See, I've always been kind of a radical, from an early age, because of the Aquarius rising. It's a big part of my personality. It's a huge part of my personality. I get real riled. It's a big part of myself. Yeah. Yeah. Agreed, folks. I love you guys. I hope you don't drift away just because I'm having to drift away a little bit. I know that that's something that happens when you stop, doing something as regular. You might lose your folks, but I hope I don't lose you guys, because y'all are awesome. You guys are the best. Yeah, I can hear you, Yuyi. I hear that, And like I said, I might start posting I might start, another little side channel or something where I just get to talk about, whatever I want. Because, because, it's I like to try to keep this channel more for simply the astrology and the tarot, but I have a lot of other things that I think about and are interested in, so, I might start doing that. I do have another channel that doesn't have very many people on it. It's just my name. It's just Ariel Williams, Ariel Williams, Williams. I have that channel, And I think the only thing that I have on that channel right now are some videos of my bunnies. I think that's what I have on there right now, just a few short videos of my bunnies. But, you know, that's a channel I could start posting some things to. And if I got, you have to have a certain amount of people subbed before you can start doing lives, but I might do that. Because it would be fun to just kind of talk about, you know, just life and just stuff, because I think we're all in it together. We're all in it together. And that's the thing, you know, that's my Aquarius. That's my Aquarius. I'm like, y'all, stop with the separation between gender and religion and race and all the things. Just let's stop. We're all in this together. We're all floating around out here on the same big spaceship called Earth, and we're all in it together. We are. And the more they can separate us, the weaker we get. The more we come together and find our commonalities, which are always bigger than our differences. Always bigger than our differences, right? There's a lot of focus put on people's differences. I don't think people are as different as they want us to believe. I think basically all of us want the same thing. We want love, we want food, we want warmth, you know, we want connection. Yeah, we all want that. In whatever way we find it. And the more that we can support that for each other, the better off we all are. Always. All right, guys. Have a good night. I love y'all so much. You're amazing. You're the reason I'm still here. You're the reason I've been here. And I love being here with you guys. And it's gonna be a little tough to not be here as frequently, because I really do enjoy it. But as much as my time and my energy allow, you know, I'll do what I can. Maybe it'll just be something as simple as doing, like, you know, even if I do like Friday and Sunday, maybe just doing kind of like a general read, just like one collective read instead of trying to do all the 12 signs and, you know, something that takes so much time, you know, just something that's shorter, you know, just keep the sessions to a smaller time slot so it's not so exhausting, you know, that kind of thing. I'm open to suggestion, and, you know, I'm going to rework it myself. But for now, you know, at least for the next couple of weeks, especially through holidays, I just can't commit to doing every Friday, every Sunday for hours and hours yet. But I love you guys. I do. It makes me want to cry a little bit, but I'm not gonna. I'm going to take the positivity instead. We'll take that. It'll all work out. And, yeah, we'll figure it out. Absolutely. We've got some awesome folks in here that, you know, because I text with a lot of you and email with a lot of you and call and stuff, and we'll figure it all out as we go into the future, and it'll be fine. But I got to figure out how to grow our numbers. That's the big thing. And, you know, when I was doing more posted videos versus live streams, it was growing faster. So I'm going to go back to doing that for a little while and see if that doesn't help. So, yeah. Mucho, mucho amor. As always. From the spirit of Walter Mercado. Gotta have that good Pisces energy coming through. He was great. All right, sweethearts. Have a wonderful night. I'll be seeing y'all soon. Take care. Best wishes. Lots of love.